Kevin
Okay.
is prepared, I want you to show how it's like on the front end or React. But maybe Angky, please introduce yourself again to Kevin. Then Kevin introduce yourself to Angky.
Again. Halo, halo Kevin.
Hello,
Halo.
Angky.
Hello, my name is Angky. I'm 24 years old. I'm a graduate student from Telkom University, majoring of informatics. Okay. And you?
I'm sorry. What did you say after I graduated from Telkom University? I'm sorry, I could not hear. Somehow my connection was a bit bad, sorry.
I'm majoring of informatics.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Angky, Dimas, and Mr. Handy. So let me introduce myself. My name is Kevin Akbaradiguna, and I'm currently studying in Pajajaran University, computer science major, same as Dimas. And nice to meet you all. So I think, may I share my screen, sir?
Yeah, please. Please show your React project. Yeah. How do you structure the React project? Angky here is also learning how to make a front end using React.
Okay.
I want you to present more on the React and front end side, and less on the GraphQL, yeah, more on the how you make a React web app. Angky, if you want to ask anything, yeah, please do ask, yeah, whether to Kevin or Dimas.
So first of all, here I am running Strappy. The name of my project is ID card verification. So I have started it using Yarn Develop. So this is, I think, essential because Strappy will run the backend service. And there are some processes going here. Okay, then let's go to the React app.
Can you stop the React app and then run the React app again?
Okay. So I'm using integrated terminal in VS Code, and I'm starting it using Yarn Start. This is a bit different with Strappy, which I used Yarn Develop to start Strappy service. Actually, this is the previous one, so I will just close it for now.
And also for Dimas, I don't know if you want to also work on the front end, but at least this is how your work there in the back end will be used on the front end. But if you are also interested to do some front end work or learning, it's also okay.
It's taking a bit the folder structure. Oh, it has run. So initially, This is the home. Actually, I have some pages, but let's go
Can you
to the
show this
folders.
page and Visual Studio side by side? You know, the page and the Visual Studio code. Yeah, on this page. So there is a, you can also like hide the sidebar on Visual Studio Code after you have opened the file.
Okay. So first, to explain the folder structure, I have node modules which contains dependency, public, src folders, and then some boilerplate. So nothing has changed in this one in public, except in index.html, I renamed the title to id-card-pwa. This is not that, you know,
Important.
yeah, not that important. This is important, but I mean, doesn't affect significantly. And then, so first, it will render the app. It will, you know, access the index.tsx. Oh, first, to explain this project, I'm using TypeScript instead of JavaScript. And this one, you may see there are some files with name ts and tsx. Actually, maybe this should have been ts, because the x, it means XML format of TypeScript, just like JSX, and it will render this one app, which I imported, both import app from /app, which is here, app.tsx, and I think for now we can ignore, not ignore, but I'm not using app.test.tsx because it's for testing as far as I know. And here I imported the library, React library, and this one, and the mobile, is for styling. This is library for styling, more like UI kit. And then I have Apollo client. I imported some components from Apollo client, and also I have here roots, which acts as React DOM. And then we determine our client, which is Apollo client. And then I set the URI to HTTP localhost on port, which runs Strapi, which is 1337/GraphQL. Actually, this is important because we are using GraphQL, so I'm not missing this. And then first, I mean, the parent of the JSX is Apollo provider. I will wrap all the pages with this one, this component, Apollo provider, so we can use Apollo client. And then this is the div. I mean, this one is deeply related to styling, but actually I have not styled so much in CSS. And maybe this one is the interesting thing, roots, which brings me to this file. Actually, I have added React router DOM, And there are three important components of React Router DOM here: browser, router, switch, and route. And not to forget import React library. And this one is the source code, I mean the page files. So first, I'm using class here, not function, but it's up to you, because I think I'm not having lifecycle method or stateful component here. So first, I will wrap this with div, just to wrap in one parent of JSX, so it doesn't prompt an error. And then I will wrap with router, and I can switch pages based on the path. Actually, this one is the home page. You can see on the left side here. Just please ignore this error, because I will show why this is showing error. I'm gonna explain it later. So if I put slash here, it will navigate me to this one, home page, which we can see here. And then if I put like slash login, yeah, ignore the styling, but you know, we can move to another page, which is login page. And then last one is dashboard. This is the dashboard page. And yeah, you know, the implementation is not like this, but just to show the implementation of this one, routes.tsx, just to show that. And let's go back to this one, components and pages. So React is a component-based framework, or maybe I can say it a library, but actually currently I have no components here. So in components, I should put some reusable components, such as navbar, maybe, or footer, maybe button, like that. But currently I have no files here. And this one, in this folder, pages, I have the pages that I put here: home, login, and dashboard. These files are imported from /pages. This one is home, this one is source code for login, and this one is source code for dashboard. So I'm not importing all of this to app.tsx, but instead of doing that, I'm using routes.tsx, just to make it easy to moving page or routing. And then maybe the most interesting one among these pages is this one, home.tsx, because this is related to the GraphQL. So here you can see I am importing React library, and then some components of Design mobile, I'm sorry, and then Apollo client, two components of Apollo client here. Sorry, Mr. Handy, can I postpone to explain? Because actually I'm hearing Azan now.
Okay.
Hello, blah blah blah. I don't understand.
Okay, maybe Kevin will explain about Apollo client later. I would say that Kevin should explain how to structure the web page that you see on the left using React source code. Yeah. And after that, about the Apollo. But I can say that Apollo client is a library that you can use in React and Node.js. You can use Apollo client in React and also Node.js to make queries to a GraphQL API. So because uh, we are using backend that exposes a GraphQL API, Kevin uses Strapi here, and Dimas is creating GraphQL API using NestJS. So that exposes the database, right? And exposes the business logic of the app. Now, to use that data, to use that API from the front end, in this case React Web, then there is this library. And you can see from line 6 to 14 here, Angky, that Kevin has a GraphQL query. So it's querying MongoDB collection called ID card verification. And it's also querying three fields, ID, kind, and name. So that's the query. So this query is powered by Apollo client. So Apollo client will take this query and then send it to the GraphQL API backend, and then it will become a variable here in the React app, and then Kevin can then display that to the UI. This is Razan. So, Angky, is that explanation about Apollo client quite clear, or do you have any other question?
Still don't not really understand, but later I will search to understand it again.
Okay, don't worry. This is just me to show you what can be done with React and how it connects to database and backend. So the important thing here is that there is a query on line 6 to 14. Kevin, can you scroll a bit down to show where this data is used? Okay, stop right. Okay, so and if you see here, a lot of the source code that you see on the screen now is about querying the GraphQL API. So if you see on line 25, that is like using the query, the GraphQL query above, and then and then a bit of checks on line 27 and 28 if something is wrong or success. Now, if it is successful, then React will show the data from line 31 to 39. Okay, so this will be just showing a div, and each document will be a paragraph showing the ID, kind, and so it's there is no table yet or something, so it's not yet formatted for ready front end, but yeah, this should actually work. Yeah, other than the query, can you scroll down, Kevin, to show the source code? So this is actually the UI that you see on the left. You have email, right? password, and then the button. You can see the email there on the source code is 51, yeah, 51 to 53.
Hello.
It's done. Can you resume?
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Yeah, I will continue. So it was until here. So here I imported some components from Design Mobile, a UI kit, and this one I imported from Apollo Client, a library that allows users to query to send queries to GraphQL API. And here is the query, list ID card verifications. And so yeah, this one is the query. So here in Strapi, I have a collection type named ID card verifications, and I put it here, the name of collection type, ID card verifications, and ID, kind, and name. These are the fields that are included in this collection type. So this one, kind, name, and actually the ID is automatically binned in each records. So we'll just go back. And this one is for the field names, which we will show. Actually, I think I can add another field like identifier or gender or like nationality code and etc. with its data type, but actually it only contains the fields that I'm showing, and this is the function. So we can later call this function ID card verification list in our homepage source code, which is here, ID-card verification list. This is because we are exporting this function. So I think without exporting this function, it is impossible to write this here. So this is what component-based library means. I think so. And so first, I have a number of maybe number of maybe not state but variables, and it will be used in this one, list ID card verification. And then this means if loading equals to true, oops, yeah, like this, but we can shorten it just like this. If loading and then return, it will render this element which is loading. Can we see it? So I will refresh. Oh, it was very fast. Actually, when running this React app using yarn start, it will show loading here if the app is loading. And like you can see on the left side, it will render this one error if error is true. Yeah, I will explain this later, a bit later. And then here I put console log just to debug, just to know that the GraphQL query, and then the value of these variables, and then to be able to render, to be able to map the data, I put the data in array here, and then I'm returning the data using return, and then some HTML like element. Actually, this is not HTML but JSX. I'm mapping the ID card verification, and this one is the field names. And when mapping, when using map function, we are using key as a props, and then in this one, I render the result of ID, kind, and name. This is the implementation of the function, and the rest came from Design Mobile. And then here I will explain why this is showing error. So actually here, when I'm sending this GraphQL query, I have not I have not sent a JSON Web Token, which is used to authorize a user. So here in Strapi, roles and permission, actually default
Can you
role
go back to the web UI and then use inspect so we know what's happening on the console?
Oh, okay, sir.
So Angky, if you are doing front-end development, this inspect and console is your friend, yeah?
So it shows.
Do you get the GraphQL error there? I think you lock it. Maybe sometime below, somewhere below. Maybe can you refresh the page?
Okay.
I think there should be a request to the GraphQL at 1337. Other one, the post one.
So this one, oh, it's showing okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here. So we can see in the GraphQL request post on the response tab that our request is forbidden here. This is because I am not on the tab of roles and permission on public. I don't allow any public users to conduct any operations include find and find one. So this is required for us to show to execute this query. So, because this query, it means we are retrieving the ID card verifications with these fields. So it equals to find find action. So I will allow this just for now, and I will save it. And then if we refresh, hopefully we can get the data. Here we are. So here I am retrieving ID, kind, and name. So this one is the ID of record, and kind, this one P, which stands for passport, and name, this is the name of user, John Doe and Marisa. And actually if I look at the collection type, which is ID card verification, I have two users here, John Doe and Marisa, and we can see that the kind is P, name is John Doe, and this is his ID, like it shows here. And this is the home page. And for login page and dashboard, actually it's not related to GraphQL, at least for now. So I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
So thank you. And can you try to go to the view? Today I want to demonstrate something to Angky. Go to the
View?
components, yeah, the components below. I want you to comment everything on this page except the sign in button. Just this page.
Okay.
On the main page component. Yeah.
Oh, app? Do you mean?
No, this file. No, not the app. This file. Home. Just scroll down.
Okay. Here?
Yeah, and please comment from line 49 up to 57. Yeah. Just comment them all. Or maybe delete. You can bring it back later. Then. Yeah, okay. You can comment everything. Start commenting at line 49 and then finish commenting at line 60. No, I mean actually comment the not make a comment, but like actually comment the component.
Comment the
So
source
they are
code.
gone.
Okay.
Okay. So they are gone.
From 49 to
Up to
60?
57, yeah. Up to 57. So leave. You can use Control Shift P. Yeah.
Like this?
It,
And then I refresh.
okay, so that's it. Just want to show you, Angky, you can start from a simple way to make a UI, like maybe like using a div and then the button, and this is what you can see. The others are just other components that can be put. So make a front end in like step-by-step way. Okay, so now it's up to you, Angky. Or do you have any questions?
Halo?
Hello? or maybe you want to ask some
Uh,
files that I explained it like too quickly, or
no, actually, sorry. Actually, the the source code in function home for list render header. No, no, no.
or this one.
Yeah, list render header, email. Uh, Actually, it's different from what I learned before, so it makes me not familiar with that, and I don't understand what is this. Just like input item.
Okay.
Um,
So maybe you, Kevin, you can explain that this is not like a basic React, right? Because we are using a component library of and design mobile.
oh, so here, if we access mobile.enddesign and you search for a list component here, you can actually see that it has two properties, which is render header and render footer. Oh, it has disappeared. So okay, it's okay. And then um, so actually it is related to these properties, but yes, because I'm using this property and it returns a function like this. Sir, is that right? Or hello?
Hello? Wait.
So Kevin, can you open the URL I give on the chat? So this is the same thing actually, but it's a different library. It's still React. Okay, so Angky, is this source code look better for you?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
so Kevin, can you copy that source code to your React source code? Just put it there, just to demonstrate to Angky that this is normal HTML, yeah. But it's just that we are using InDesign mobile to have a better styling. So you can put it on the bottom or anywhere.
Oops.
Oh, so InDesign mobile is like Bootstrap, Anki. And actually, we can also use Bootstrap in React as well. So that's the kind of form that you want to see, right?
Oh,
Hello?
Oh, it's oh,
I think you get it. You understand, yeah.
it's
But
like we use min LTL. We just put the wait.
so you see, right? All of the HTML we can use in React, but then you have a problem with styling, right? Because okay, so this is like HTML, but then you have to add CSS and so on to make the styling better, yeah. This is a reason why we use things like Bootstrap, or in this case InDesign Mobile or InDesign. So of course there is a component that we have to learn how to structure that, but if we follow the structure, then you have a, you have a nice UI. We don't have to worry about styling. We just like more worrying about the functionality of the front end.
And then maybe to add just a little bit, yes, what Mr. Handy said is, I mean, it is right. It is very correct, and maybe instead, if we want to style it, maybe we can put like this class name input, and then we can put dot input, and then do some styling using CSS, like dot input and put blah blah blah, like margin auto, like this, and yeah, to style it like this. But we can, it is styled automatically, and we can just pass props like this. The size is large, and for the button type is primary, which you can see in this documentation. It has uh, properties which is often said as props, and you can pass it here to like change the button type maybe, or the size of the
To
break line, and
change the button
like that.
something else.
Pardon me, sir?
Try to change the button type to something else. Button type is primary,
Okay,
right? In blue,
so
and to change it to something else.
to change button, for example, I will just search button here and then press enter, and hopefully it will show me the button component. Yes, it is. And you can see that here, this is the demo. We use this one, primary type. So the button color is blue. And if I change to like warning, for example, I will change this one. I will change the prop to warning. Oh, is this right? Like this, button warning. And then I will save this. Here we can see that we have another type of button, and then yes, we can change to like this one, the primary button, but disabled, and etc. So initially we can click the button, but because this is disabled, so we cannot click this one. I mean, yeah, the color has changed. So we can just pass the props here in the documentation. The type is like primary, and yeah, etc. On click, disabled, and then size, maybe you can customize it without doing any CSS. This is the maybe I can say, as far as I know, the basic of, not the basic, the documentation, or how to use UI kit or a library. And this one is Ant Design Mobile. Actually, there are some UI kit or UI maybe libraries for React, such as Material UI, Semantic UI, and etc. And many libraries are available there.
Okay, I understand. Mm, mm,
Okay, so do you have anything else to ask or discuss, Angky?
Maybe not sure because the other things that I don't understand, still I don't understand it. I will learning on the other time. Another
Okay, so I'll be waiting for the
while.
slides here. So do you have any slides yet?
Mm, sorry, sir. It's not ready.
Okay, I'll be waiting for that tomorrow, yeah?
Tomorrow. Sorry, sir. Tomorrow.
Okay, so what day?
Um, maybe Saturday, sir. Because
Saturday, yeah?
tomorrow I had a plan.
Okay, yeah. You have three people here, knowing that you promised me Saturday, yeah? Okay, Kevin and Dimas, she said Saturday she will give me the slides.
You, pardon me, sir. What did you say? You
Yeah, you heard what she said, right? On Saturday she will give me the slides. So you all become witnesses here. Okay then. So Kevin and Dimas, do you have any question to ask for Anki?
I don't have.
currently I don't.
Can you repeat, Kevin?
Currently I don't have question, but I'm just hoping that I can collaborate well with Dimas and Angky.
Okay, so now you have known each other, right? So Anki, if you have any thing that you want to ask after this meeting, you can ask Kevin on the chat room. So Kevin is already very good, yeah, with React Web.
Not very
So
good.
very good progress, Kevin. I like to see that. And
Thank
also,
you, sir.
yeah, Dimas, if you want to, because Dimas and Kevin, I think he will be collaborating in the coming weeks. Okay,
Mhm.
right. Okay, so because this is Dimas' meeting, so Dimas, please conclude the meeting.
Oh, sorry, I will stop
Okay.
sharing.
Thank you for all of your participation. Thank you for Kevin explaining the React and design and the front end application. Thank you for Angky for joining us, and thank you for Mr. Handy for guiding us. And that's it for the meeting. I hope you do well on your rest of the day and rest of the weeks. Stay healthy. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Thank you, sir.
wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Thank you too.
wabarakatuh.